Amazon announced it's cutting 14,000 jobs, an unknown but substantial number of which are hitting their games division, affecting games like New World and services like Twitch. Welcome to Inside Games Daily, the only gaming news show that's brave enough to continue reporting sickening headlines like this one.
Yeah, it's become unfortunately routine. I guess ever since COVID, these companies just love shedding off every last person they've hired in the time between, and wow, Amazon's really setting the bar high. Good God.
It's no good because it's usually in service to shareholders and executives. Reuters and Bloomberg reported the pending layoffs on Monday. The initial report claimed there could be as many as 30,000 employees cut. So somehow it's actually good news that only 14,000 people are losing their jobs.
Less than half of what they hoped for, I'm sure. Got Lord of the Rings on the mind because we'll get there in a minute. Those reports from Bloomberg and Reuters were chased by a familiar execu-speak-laced open letter yesterday from Amazon Senior Vice President of People Experience and Technology, Beth Galetti. It doesn't even bother saying how hard these cuts were to make. That's usually the phrase I look for just so I can fume extra hard. She can't even be bothered.
Okay. Well, let's see what it says. Instead, the letter rubs salt in the wound by basically saying AI is the future and all these expensive humans can go kick rocks and get unemployment, I guess.
Yes, only the most critical, important, and productive roles like Senior Vice President of People Experience and Technology are the future for Amazon. Galetti writes, quote, "We're convinced that we need to be organized more leanly, with fewer layers and more ownership to move as quickly as possible for our customers and business." And yeah, with talk like that, Amazon must be on hard times, right, Bruce?
Oh, man, they're doing really bad, Lawrence. Amazon only earned $635 billion in 2024. Not very much, I'll be honest. But it was an 11% increase over 2023. So they're gaining and then laying people off.
It's tough times, Bruce. You got to stay competitive out here. You can't have all these middle managers sitting around sending emails, doing nothing, earning a fraction of Amazon Senior Vice President of People and Experience and Technology's Beth Galetti's salary. I hate this shit so much. Anyway, let's narrow it down to games. That makes it a little easier to parse. The number of layoffs hitting Amazon's gaming division is unknown. They didn't say specifically, but seemingly pretty substantial. It's part of a strategy shift.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Variety's report shares an internal memo from Amazon's Vice President of Audio, Twitch, and Games, Steve Boom, which at least makes the token acknowledgement that days like this are hard. All right, sure. Before detailing everything else that Amazon is tossing in the dumpster.
Yeah, Boom basically says that Amazon's first-party AAA game development is stopped, even though he said he was very proud of what they've done in the space, which I guess includes canceling a game after it was relaunched in 5 months. We all remember Crucible, right? We all remember that.
Oh, yeah. The exact fallout of this decision isn't fully spelled out in Boom's memo, but we'll try and scrap together what info we have. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Yeah, it was a weird... Amazon Games has been a weird initiative, and they just kind of like took a bunch of odd deals. So the biggest, I think, and the most subsistent so far is New World Eternum. They recently launched Season 10, but that will be the game's final update. Now it's just entering maintenance mode. It's not getting sunsetted. You can still download it, you can still play it, you can still buy currency, but the game is... There's going to be no new content for now. And the game's developers in a post on the website promised that they would give at least 6 months notice if anything like that's going to change. So it's cruising for now, but at least you'll have warning to put on your life preserver should it go down.
Man, I hope so. Amazon announced the Lord of the Rings MMO in partnership with Embracer Group back in 2023. Oh, I love Embracer Group, right, guys? The status of that project is now not known, but assumed to be canceled, I would imagine.
Yeah, that was one of the games that was being developed internally. So yeah, if most of that internal development is gone, I think we can assume that's gone. But they had a lot of other projects that were just kind of like co-dev or co-licensing. For instance, Amazon announced a partnership with Crystal Dynamics to make a new Tomb Raider game in 2022. Bloomberg reports that project is still moving forward, probably because development is happening at Crystal Dynamics and not at Amazon Games.
Amazon published games Throne and Liberty and Lost Ark appear to be unaffected at the moment. So I guess that's good for the people working on it.
Yeah, and that was just, Amazon just published those. I think they were made by NCSoft and other companies. So low-profile games, not first party. And this one is first party, March of Giants. It's a 4v4 free-to-play MOBA from Amazon Games Montreal. It's still in development. I think it hit closed alpha recently, so it seems to be a lot further along in development than a lot of these other projects that just got completely axed.
Okay. Former Amazon Prime Gaming Vice President Ethan Evans shared some shockingly clear-sighted reflections on Amazon's gaming fumble in a post on LinkedIn.
And while I appreciate the clarity of this hindsight, it is so annoying to read this from somebody that got paid 1,000 times what I probably earned last year. Anyway, Evans admits in the post that Amazon failed to disrupt Steam even a little bit, despite being 250 times their size.
Duh. The reason is obvious to you and everybody else that's watching, and Lawrence and I mean, just anybody that's ever used Steam at all.
Yeah, instead, it took Evans 15 years of earning Amazon executive salary to realize that, quote, just because you are big enough to build something doesn't mean people will use it.
I can't. The face palming is so hard. Evans also says he now realizes, quote, how crucial it is to deeply understand customers before making big moves. And big moves mean hiring 14,000, a shitload of people and spending probably billions of dollars and fucking it up.
Just the idea that any tech executive earns orders of magnitude more salary than any employee, despite almost demonstratively having less understanding of the product they're making and the field they're in, is so aggravating. Oh, I can't. I'm glad to not be connected to that anymore. It's kind of nice being independent, but I'll wrap that around myself like a warm blanket in a minute. Unfortunately, another tool that we have to remain independent is also affected. There's some layoffs at Twitch.
I don't know if there's an exact number of people at Twitch. Lawrence and I have been working with Twitch for years. I mean, we're talking 10, 15 years now. I saw a lot of my friends post about getting laid off, and obviously their friends were affected as well. And I mean, I heard over and over that Twitch is not a profitable company. So I don't know why they keep laying people. If they keep laying people off, I don't know who's left. Like, it's really weird. Like, they keep whittling it down over the last 5 years, and it's starting to make me very worried for an Amazon-owned Twitch.
Yeah, it's baffling. Where's the money going? Because, yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. It seems like it is a pretty lean organization. The money comes largely without cost. I'm sure there's some internal payment Twitch has to pay Amazon for the AWS hosting to get Twitch streams out to everybody around the world, and I'm sure that bandwidth, like, that's their entire operation cost. But everything else is real lean. I mean, it's streamers that give them their product that they then sell, so they don't have to buy that. They do sponsorships and things like that, but yeah, I just don't understand where all that money's going. How can it not? If you're taking 30% of all the money flowing through Twitch, how do you not have a profitable division?
Often, Lawrence, they're taking 50%. So
yeah, gosh.
Generally speaking, everybody's got a different deal on Twitch in terms of streamers, but like, I would say most people are getting 50% taken from them. AWS is definitely their largest cost, but for Twitch, I mean, they don't know how to sell ads. They've been really bad at it. And so when people complain about watching ads on Twitch, I'm like, I totally get it. I understand. But also, that's probably where most of their money would come from if they knew how to do it or could figure out how to integrate it into Twitch. And they've been trying. So, you know, I'm not saying watch the ads on Twitch. It's more of just like, I don't know how to do it. The platform that Amazon bought is now trying to force ads into it. Much like what Lawrence was just talking about with Amazon. They bought something, they don't know how it works, and they're like, make money. Like, what the fuck, dude? Buy something you know how it works before you ever try and use it the way you want to use it.
Yeah, no, it's so easy to trigger me on this subject, particularly executive hubris and just the least qualified people making the most money, doing the least important work, and somehow being the ones that get to choose what the important work is to do. So apologies. There is a small part of me that's a bit gleeful that tech companies that tried to essentially buy their way into the game space, you know, Google with Stadia, now Amazon. Luna did announce like a broader thing with streaming. Who cares? But there is a part of me that is like, yeah, from the start, everyone could smell it in the air. They didn't understand the space. They just knew there was money there and thought that if they slapped their big tech dick on the table, that checks would start rolling in. And it just doesn't work that way. So there is a little bit of soul left in gaming. The sad part is that all of the people who, you know, it's the people who care the most that are affected the most. The people who just wanted to make games and got an opportunity because tech money was flying around without much oversight. I mean, I got my shot in media because startup companies didn't know who they were hiring, so I'm grateful for that. But that got me off the ground. And then once I saw the lunacy of what was happening, I had to get out of there as fast as possible. So this is all very long-winded to say thank you for watching this. I am very grateful at this moment to not be owned by Amazon or any other giant tech company, even though we're communicating with you through the auspices of them. But we really appreciate it. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you choosing to watch this content. Because, it allows us I can go to sleep at night without smelling layoffs in the air. Because, man, I don't want to ever have to do that again.
Yeah, Lawrence and I have been laid off. I mean, combination probably, 10 times? Probably more than that, 15 times, something like that. So it's like, I've been laid off so many times. Lawrence has too. And, yes, of course, we talked about this a few months ago. YouTube does like to jerk us around. They were fucking with the algorithm. They're fucking with us. And I'm sure at some point Amazon will do the same with Twitch and they'll fuck with us. And however, we don't have to worry about getting laid off because you guys are our bosses. So we do appreciate that.
Yeah, the best bosses we've ever had. On that note, we'd like to shout out some patrons that support the show directly. Oh, just FYI, if you want, please check out the Patreon. We post all our content there for free. Free meme every day too, just to bring in the customers. So check it out. But yeah, we really want to shout out some patrons that have liberated us from having to read an internal memo about how hard it was for an executive that's paid hundreds of times our salary to fire us from our jobs. Baron 5X, Just a Chair, and Versalite, thank you so much.
The worst part of layoffs is that you can feel them coming. So thank you very much for giving Lawrence and I some decent sleep. We appreciate it. Jorge, the beer villain, Subliminal Opti, and Justin Day. I do sleep a little better at night because we have this Patreon, so thank you.
It's going to be me. It's going to be me on Halloween night. 3 beers and I turn into the beer villain. Come get your candy, kids.